Hello friends, I'm getting tired of hearing that Catholics are going to hell. What an arrogant statement. It elevates the accuser to the level of God, judging the eternal state of the soul. This is what 1 Corinthians 4:3-4 says. I care very little if I am judged by you or by any human court. Indeed, I do not even judge myself. My conscience is clear, but that does not make me innocent. It is the Lord who judges me. It's a shame that people make this claim that Catholics aren't saved because of beliefs. If the claim is correct, it says a few things about Jesus. One, he is a liar. Jesus promised the gates of hell would not prevail against his church in Matthew 16:18, and apparently they did for the first 1500 years of Christianity. Two, Jesus does not love humans because he provided zero means of salvation for the first 1500 years of Christianity until the Reformation. This is not the Jesus I know. This is the kind of stuff that people believe when they are so blinded by hatred of the Catholic Church. I also don't see any use using arguments like John 10:26, which says you don't believe because you're not his sheep. I could use the same argument against you, but I'm not going to do that. Or saying that Catholics are guaranteed to go to hell because of Galatians 1:9, which says if anyone preaches another gospel other than what we have preached, let him be accursed. What authority do you have that is infallible that interprets this verse? Protestants don't have any authority. It's a personal opinion. Catholics do have authority through the laying on of hands of our bishops back to the apostles. And the apostles got their authority from Jesus. For example, Matthew 18:18, whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. Whatever you loose in earth will be loosed in heaven. Or Luke 10:16, whoever hears you hears me. This claim of Galatians 1:9, it presupposes that the Protestant gospel predates ours, and it doesn't. I've spent hundreds of hours going through the writings of the early church, and the closest thing to the Protestant doctrine I have found is the Oneness Pentecostals' belief that there isn't a Trinity, Jehovah's Witnesses' belief that Jesus is not God, both of which are denied by the majority of Protestants. It's interesting that Athanasius in the 300s used Galatians 1:9 in defense of the Catholic Church against the Arians. This is in Decretus chapter 2, paragraph 5. And Athanasius was fully Catholic. In the writings of the early church, I saw zero change of doctrine from the 1st century up to Constantine and after Constantine. It was all the same. It was all Catholic. I also find it immature to make fun of the Catholic Church by calling it popery or calling Catholics papists. Who are you going to convert by doing that? If you think it's wrong and call it heretical, fine, that's a technical term, but I'm more than happy to come to your church and, presuming it's close enough, and debate you on this issue of authority in front of your whole church. So far no one's willing to do it. So why don't we leave the eternal soul judging to God? That's his job.